I hope this microphone is working, otherwise this could be a failed video attempt. Woo. Oh, I'm puffed out already. Right then guys, so it has been a very long time since the last time I took you out on my motorbike, and there's been a slight update which is pretty cool. So if you remember, I was on an old Honda, a VF 400, quite a cool little bike, and I did have my restricted license. But now, as if by magic, oh, look what we have here. We've got a Triumph Speed 4, so it's a 600cc bike. I have done the full unrestricted license now, so I can ride any bike. So it's quite loud, so let's try and get all these cameras on. Let's go for a ride. What are we saying? Nice little butt cam. One facing back, one facing forward. What are we gonna see? Woo! Up a little bit, and let's go. Hopefully you're gonna be able to hear me over the noise of this thing. Oh, stand was down, rookie. So it is a Wednesday night, and I may have mentioned before, Wednesday night tends to be bike night. So potentially we're going to see lots of other motorbikes. But this bike is so much better. So much better, so much more fun. So much more fun than the other bike. A lot more powerful, sounds a lot more mental. Well, let's try and get it quiet for you guys for a minute. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. What have I been up to? I've been doing tons and tons of work, working almost 7 days a week for like well over maybe nearly 2 months. So I haven't been able to upload any videos or whatever. However, last week I went on holiday, I went skiing, and I'm currently editing the video for that, so that should be pretty sweet. But this is pretty much one of the first rides of this year. It's fairly mild out tonight, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully the old what? Are you okay? Whoa. Bike makes me so excited. Yeah, so working absolutely flat out all the time. I got the skiing video, which should be quite cool. It'd be kind of nice to have a bit of a break, really. Shut this up. Oh, I should have cleaned the visor. Jesus. Never mind. Oh, Jesus. I can't see anything, man. Hopefully this is in a good position. This is kind of a bit of a test, really. I can't see anything open. Or it's shut even. It's kind of a bit of a test, really, because I have no idea if these camera positions are even going to work. So I just thought we'd go out for a little ride this evening. I'm really scared about that, the camera behind. And just try and see what we can get and have a little chat, I expect. This should be fairly sleepy, but I'm sure there'll be some bikes and things. I've got a strange smell coming from the bike, because a couple of weeks ago, yeah, so this bike, when I got it fairly cheap for what it is, and but it had like a blow in the exhaust, so I thought, oh yeah, it won't be anything to worry about. But then, so I bought the bike pretty cheap, And then once after a few rides, I realised that the bolts that hold the manifold in were just completely shot away. I didn't want to kind of risk cranking anything off. Oh, come on. I didn't want to risk taking anything out in case I snap them, because I'll be absolutely stuffed then. So what I've done is I've done a bodge. I've done a bodge, and I've kind of put chemical metal stuff all around the top of the manifold. So it means that you'll no longer be able to take the manifold off. But I don't care. People everywhere. Let's just go, come on. I wanna go! Yeah, so like I said, I haven't been out on the bike in probably at least maybe 2-3 months. This is the first time. The battery was slightly flat when I got her out. I couldn't bother to jump start it, so I just bump started it. Which was okay. And hopefully you guys can still see me. So I've got a GoPro Hero 5 on the front, Hero 5 on the back, and a Hero 3 on the front here. The reason for the Hero 3 is because that's the only thing I've got that I can plug a microphone into. So fingers crossed you can still hear me okay. Oh, I really wish I'd clean this visor, it's very smeary. Woo! Yeah, so we're going out of the town where I live now. Going to go towards some country roads. This should be where we should see some motorbikers. But as it is Wednesday night and it's bike night, like I said, you have to be ever so careful, because there will be a lot of police around. Because some people do just go mad, absolutely mad. But this bike is so much, like, I thought the other bike was nice and the other bike was cool. Like, I really enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. But this thing is just next level. And then when I go on like my friend's R1 and the CBR 1000, it's just something else. Like, it's just mad. But I think for the next year, this 600 will do me. I believe it to be about 97 horsepower. And I quite like the sort of naked upright bike. I think it's kind of more my kind of scene, my sort of style. And it's really nice. Like, it's got a comfy seat, and I definitely would advise it, like recommend this bike to people if you're kind of looking for the jump up from your first bike before you go to maybe a 1 litre. And some people will probably just have this bike forever, you know, like, it's pretty sweet. It's nice. And I got these gloves. These gloves are pretty cheap as well. I got these for like £15 on eBay. And they're really warm, because I was wearing the, I don't know if you ever saw, I was wearing the Alpine Stars, like really thin gloves, and they were okay, but as soon as it got a little bit chilly in the evening, they were just rubbish. But yeah, there isn't like a restrictor in there's no restrictor in this exhaust. And it's not like it's a stubby can or anything, but it's still got a bit of grunt to it. And Triumph's kind of renowned for having their own sort of nice resonating hum. Oh, this, I need to sort this thing out. Oh, that's a bit better. But yeah, we've recently in England here, we've had some really rubbish snowy weather. So to be honest, this is the first time that most people on their bikes would have had, well, the first chance that they would have had to be able to get out in a while. So I'm expecting that up here on the right hand side there to be quite a few motorbikes. In this place here, this is like where the Wednesday bike meet happens, but I'm not going to stop today. Anything yet? No, nothing yet. I'm either early or late. so far, yeah, it's crazy. Like normally when I have my old gloves, my thin gloves, as soon as you get like a little bit of wind like there is tonight, your hands just get really cold, and then in turn your whole body just seems to get cold. But right now I feel pretty good. Just to show I can't see anyone coming the other way because it's fairly glary. But yeah, already we've seen a few motorbikes, and I expect we will see a fair few more actually. So what have I got coming up? I've got oh yeah, new thing. So since last video, I've actually got another job. So I do all my camera work and projection work I'm still a freelancer, but I'm also now employed 2 days a week by a university, and they employ me as a technician slash like teacher, lecturer type thing. And so on the course that I'm teaching, they're creating a live show, and their show is pretty awesome. It involves a bit of projection mapping. So the situation is they have this a big room, 4 big curtains making like a giant box, and the audience stands in the centre of it, and then over the course of maybe 15-20 minutes the show kind of happens all around them, and it involves a lot of projection and animation, but also silhouettes and choir and all sorts of music and things, and it's kind of really promising, and the students have got really big kind of hopes of it, and they're all working pretty hard to make it look absolutely awesome. So that's something that's quite cool that I'm sure I'll make a video of. And then also at the place I have to then be available for other students to have one-to-one lessons on how to do animation and video work, also how to do projection work for art students, and in general just helping out doing bits and pieces. And I'm scheduled there a couple of days a week, and so far it's really awesome, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this the bigger bike. It's really nice to ride. It's like a whole different experience. It was like, I thought the 400 was nice. So it was comfy. It was a cool bike. Just lacked a little bit of power really, and then just managed to pick this thing up cheap. I actually sold the 400 for way more than this bike even cost. So I had change, which is pretty wicked. But I don't know what to do. Like, I know this bike is absolutely fine for me for easily the next year, or maybe even longer, but all my friends have got much bigger bikes, and so far we're doing okay. It's all pretty sweet. It's just I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this for a year, at least a year. Sexual. Jeez. Just bikes, man, like motorbikes. If you've never been on a motorbike, I highly recommend you do, even if you just go on the back of someone's motorbike. It's such an awesome feeling, and I've ridden bikes since I was probably maybe 4 or 5 years old, and it just never gets old. The only time that it's not as nice is when it's maybe raining and really cold. Any other time, it's just so awesome. What's happened over there? Is he broken down? As to why I like having a loud exhaust, because I think motorbikes can be very hard to be seen. Anyway, look at me tonight. I'm wearing all black, so it's very hard for people to see, especially at a small glance or a quick glance even. So if you've got a loud exhaust, if cars don't see you, they can most probably hear you, so they're almost certainly looking out for you. Oh, I just love how loud this thing is. But that's another thing on the bigger bikes. It's so easy. You have to be so careful. It's so easy to, you could get carried away, you could do really silly things. So you've got to just watch yourself. He's going for it. He's done me. Be interesting to see the difference in how the different GoPros actually handle the light, because the Hero 5 is obviously a couple, or well, it's even probably maybe 2 years, 3 years ahead of the Hero 3 that we've got on my face. And it'll be interesting, because I'm sure they're handling this light absolutely fine, and it's only this one may struggle a little bit, I don't know. Oh, I'm so excited, it's hard for me to think of what to talk about. Oh, it's wicked, it's great. If I sound a bit muffled, it's because I've got a balaclava on. Oh, it's so well done. Come home. Yeah, it's good. Oh, it stinks of poo! We've got a tunnel. And the other good thing about the UK is you're actually allowed to filter. Whoom, woo! But I think over the next few videos I'm probably going to experiment with the rear camera. I'm going to keep the front one and the face one probably roughly the same. I'm not sure what the angle of this one's saying right now, so it could be no good at all really, but we'll have to look. The reason why I put it on the front as opposed to the side, because it used to be on the side, but as soon as I started picking up any sort of speed there would just be a lot of drag just pulling me over like that, and it was really uncomfortable. It was rubbish because it was heavy on the side, and the drag, the wind drag, and it just kind of sucked really. But I'm probably going to experiment with the camera that's on the back, and I don't know how it looks. It should be a fairly wide view, so I'm guessing you can probably see forward a bit, but if it's no good, it's no good, do you know what I mean? There's plenty of places we can stick more mounts, and then eventually I guess the bike will be covered in GoPro mounts, and I'll just be poor because I'll have spent all my money on GoPro sticky mounts. I've never done like a motorbike vlog with a 3-camera setup, so hopefully this is something that's going to work for us in future, and we're going to get some awesome content. I'm trying to up the level of my own video making at the moment, and perhaps trying to even bring more of my commercial work side of how to make videos, or how I make videos and edit videos, into my sort of I don't know, domestic life, into the civilian, this sort of life. So I wanted to make my YouTube videos better quality for a start, mainly just for myself really, just to prove to myself that you can do this, and just to make so I'm not producing rubbish. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not forcing myself to upload like every day or every week or on a schedule, is because I don't want to just be putting out rubbish. Because for me, what's the point? What's the point of me just going and knocking up a 5-minute video that's just absolute rubbish? Like, there's no pleasure for me in that. Like, I'm not proud of it. I want to be proud of every video that I make, And so for that reason, I am going to make sure I'm proud of every video I make. So yeah, that was a rather long-winded goodbye, but on that note, I think I'm going to say see you later, see you in the next one, and the next video that should go up should be the skiing one, which I'm looking forward to. It's been like a montagey type mess of coolness. So, see ya!